Hi folks, here at the fishing pond. It's been about 3 months since you've last heard from me here on YouTube. I just wasn't feeling like making videos cause I've got some problems within the family that take a lot of my energy. Got to take care of my old aunt and mother, so it's quite nerve-wracking. Another thing is that this 2015 season is the worst ever. Fish hardly bite. If not of those stocker trouts, we would have hardly caught anything. Just a few carp, just 1 or 2 trout on lures, no pike on lures. They are extremely reluctant, got ever-changing weather. Anyway, I am here to display my latest bunch of lures. See, this is the largest one. I'll get back to these later, give you some close shots, and I also try to make some underwater footage of the lures, how they swim along. Alright. Okay, here we've got a very large crankbait made of Meranti wood. Has some rattle chambers built in. You may check my YouTube channel how to make these. Wired through with thick 1.5 mil welding wire, stainless steel. Cause I intend, damn wasps. Cause I intend to try it on catfish in the Elbe River. That's why it's extremely heavy wired. Also, this one I designed extra strong, last turned from poplar, and it has the wire passing through, and belly hook hangers are figure 8 wire forms slid over the central shaft, all glued in with epoxy. You know, I've drilled from either side free-handed with a long 3 mil bit. Then below the diving vein, I've cut out the pouch to accommodate the closure wrapping of the wire shaft, and all glued together. Finally, I've wrapped the eye close here. There's a pop rivet underneath to protect the wood, but it's all been painted and top coated over now. Also heavy duty lure. Same goes for this one, last turn from red Meranti. Same principle, only I've drilled center hole up to here, and then I've drilled another hole under an angle to meet about here. All free-handed. I didn't expect it would work out, but obviously I'm quite okay and quite good in eyeballing, so no problems about that. Here's another lure with a 1.5 mil wire harness, internal wire form, also intended to use to try to catch a silure, which I've never managed. Okay. Top water plug, hand carved from a round pine wood dowel. All lures hand painted by a brush and acrylic paints. Here's a lure that has a thinner 1 millimeter wire form. This is only for pike, so I do not trust it for catfish. And one more thing is, on all of these lures that I intended to use for catfish, the lips are not just glued in, they are also pinned with 1.5 mil wire pins, which I do not do on the pike lures. But for catfish I want to have them more sturdy. Finally, here's the last one, also meant for pike. Minnow lure with a pointed aluminum lip. Alright, I'm gonna give them a swim now. See ya. Okay folks, I hope that the underwater sequences turned out well. Now some more words about these lures. Uh, Unlike my usual habit, I have weighted this block, put a little lead shot right here for the diving vane to shoulder better into the water, but as you might have probably seen, it results in a reduced wiggle. But this lure goes down to about 2 feet, or maybe even 2.5 feet. So mission accomplished about putting this little ballast inside. This plug has about, well, half an ounce to 3/4 ounce ballast placed here. You see, because of the pronounced lower portion of the Z lip, it has a very pronounced wiggle, whereas this one is completely unweighted. This lure has some lead sheet embedded to the belly slot around here. Casts pretty well, and as you've seen, it has a very pronounced wiggle, whereas these lures with the pointed narrow lip, they have a narrow tight wiggle, and due to the heavy 1.5 mil wire embedded to a belly slot, it only took a little piece of lead sheet here to let it float about level. Same counts for this one. You know, it requires only little weight in the rear because the aluminum lip is quite heavy, so you need to place some weight in the rear to let it float up level. Also, this one is very heavy, so it only took a little ballast here to let it float level. And I still want, apart from the plug, all of these lures dive fairly deep, and I want them to rise at about 1 foot per second to bounce off obstacles, and especially these large lures with the thicker gauge wire, I intend to use them in the River Elbe, and it's essential there that they would have good buoyancy to rise off obstacles very fast. Well, some of these lures they've tracked through, some I had to tinker on the toy, especially with the plug. It was quite hard to get it to track through, but now I've managed. Alright. Okay people, this was my little lure test for today. I hope the underwater sequences turned out well. Otherwise I cannot publish this video. Sorry again that I've taken such a long time to put up new videos on my YouTube channel, but I wasn't just in the mood doing videos, and I'm quite in despair because fish are that reluctant to strike this summer. I'm hoping for better days during fall, so still some weeks to go. And see ya at the water's edge. Bye bye.